So after the Cleveland Browns grabbed the headlines of the NFL draft, they just made another super interesting move, signing Diontae Johnson to add another great route runner to their wide receiving core. But the only problem that I have with Diontae is that he can be a bit of a head case, and at this point in his career, he really is nothing more than a fringe number 4 or 5 receiver on a depth chart. So maybe this signing can affect the Browns in some way on the field. Maybe Stefanski can get creative and find ways to get Diontae on the field if he does not get cut in training camp, but nonetheless, this is definitely an interesting signing to say the least, and with the way the Browns roster is constructed, there will be opportunity for Diontae if he can stay locked in and focus on making the Browns and himself better, even at this point in his career where he is aging and is being passed around the AFC North. 2025 is just going to be such an interesting year for the Browns. I know some of you guys will get mad at me for saying this, but I really don't think the goal for 2025 is to win right now. It is to build the new foundation moving forward, because the Watson trade really did set this franchise back another 2 to 3 years. It was a big swing and a miss, but if the Browns can yet again build up a new culture leading into next year when they have the chance to draft a real franchise QB if nothing works, obviously I'll hold out some hope for Shedeur Sanders or even Dylan Gabriel, but with Arch Manning and even like Drew Aller looming, and the Browns projected to now have 2 top 10 picks, the Browns really need to build their new foundation, and that's why I like this Diontae pickup, because there literally is nothing to lose this season. If Diontae makes the roster and helps the Browns win some games, and they have a surprising season in 2025, then great. And if he is a head case and the season just starts to become a mess, then it's not the end of the world, because we as Browns fans are used to losing anyways, and again, that would mean the Browns have a chance to really get what they need in the 2026 draft. Anyways, getting back to Diontae Johnson, after leading the Panthers with 30 receptions and 357 receiving yards in the first 2 months of the season, Johnson was traded to the Ravens along with a 6th round draft pick for Baltimore's 5th round selection. He lasted 7 weeks with the Ravens, totaling just 1 catch, 6 receiving yards, and a 1-game suspension for refusing to play in a December 1st game against the Philadelphia Eagles. After Baltimore waived him, Johnson was claimed by the Texans on December 23rd and managed 2 catches for 12 yards in 1 game with Houston. He was then waived by the Texans on January 14th after he was visibly upset after playing 15 snaps in a wildcard playoff win over the Los Angeles Chargers. In a very surprising move, Johnson then was claimed off the waivers by Baltimore on the chance that he could figure into the Ravens' compensatory pick formula in 2026, because Johnson agreed to a deal after the NFL draft. That would not be the case, however. The Browns have needed a veteran wide receiver this offseason after not drafting a player at the position in last week's draft. Jerry Jeudy, who has been selected to a Pro Bowl before, is the only wideout on the roster with at least 50 catches in a season. Cleveland side veteran DeAndre Carter, but he has primarily been a return specialist in his career. Elijah Moore, who ranks 2nd on the team with 538 yards, just signed with the Bills, and honestly that's a huge loss. Not really, because he never did anything on the Browns, but he still is a big playmaker with a lot of talent. He never was able to get anything going because the Browns just had horrible QB play, so I think he's going to figure things out with the Bills, but still nonetheless, big loss for the Browns, and that is why I really think they felt the need to kind of hit that panic button and make this Johnson signing. But anyways, getting back to who Diontae Johnson is, he was a 3rd round pick in the 2019 NFL draft. He had 391 catches for 4,363 yards and 25 touchdowns with the Pittsburgh Steelers, where he earned a Pro Bowl selection in 2021 with his lone 1,000-yard season and a career-high 8 touchdown receptions in Big Ben's final year. So yeah, this is definitely an interesting signing. Will this have any impact on the Browns' 2025 season? Probably not, but you never know. I thought this was worth making a video about and talking about. Let me know what you guys think about Diontae Johnson and the Browns grabbing him in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and until next time, I will see you all later.